Hey everybody, my name is Michael. I am the CTO of a company called Royal. We are building a lot of different experiments in the agentic commerce space as well, specifically focusing on unique endpoints, and I'm going to show you two of those today. I'm going to actually go back and forth between them because one takes some time to work in the background while I demo a different one at the same time. So I'll just jump right into it. I am going to do this in my Codex, and I'm going to use my Agent Cache wallet and something I built called Agent Res. So Agent Res is exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to book restaurant reservations from your agent, which sounds cool, but the more interesting piece about this is it actually lets you snipe hard-to-get reservations as well. And so using Agent Res for $3 a reservation, you can basically create these reservation jobs that will try and snipe new reservations when the new tables drop at different times. Like every restaurant's a little bit different how it works. So what I did today is I created a little bit of a demo restaurant. So Cafe China is an easy to get into restaurant, but I'll show you what it looks like when we do a real a snipe job. So I'm just going to enter this command. So I'm going to use Agent Cache and the Agent Res skill for this. I also put this on fast, so we'll hope that the demo gods are in our favor to work quickly. But before I switch to the second thing I'm going to demo, I want this to get going. Wait, am I connected to the Wi-Fi? Yeah.
Codex is down.
Codex is down.
404.
Let me do this. Let's do a fresh one. Wow, this would be so embarrassing.
Turn off fast mode, maybe, so you don't want to do that.
Oh, Codex might actually be down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Try it again without fast on.
Just stop it and start.
Oh yeah. Let's try this. Let's try again.
Come on.
Wow. There we go. Okay. Thank you, Sam. So what this is going to do is it's going to pay $3 to create a reservation request for the next available date when the reservations drop for 2 people and target 7 p.m. What will happen is this will actually create a job on my server behind the scenes, and my server is the one that will actually snipe the reservation. So it's not your agent. This is just the interface. Great. So this is confirmed. Let's confirm this. And for this demo, I made it so that the drop time is 3 minutes from right now. So as soon as this is confirmed, while we wait 3 minutes to see if it actually works, and I hope it does, I'll switch over to show you something else. Let's see. Oh yeah, $3 is, I guess, above the max one limit. All right, done. So this job was created. I paid $3 on Agent Cache. We'll come back and check if it was successful in a minute. While we wait for that, I'm going to switch over to something new, and I'm going to show you something called Drip. And what Drip allows you to do is, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of some of these famous Substack writers like Michael Burry, Citrini, Doomberg, these guys that publish their financial analysis and stock picks. But the problem is a lot of these newsletters are $20, $50, $100 a month. And realistically, for anyone that was going to subscribe to all of them, it's a very expensive cost, and you're not going to probably read all of these newsletters. It will flood your inbox completely. So what Drip does is it takes all of that content and puts it behind a pay-per-use X402 endpoint. So I can very specifically use this to say something like, purchase the latest posts from Michael Burry, Doomberg, and what's another one that we have? I'll do semi-analysis and summarize the content. So this first thing that I'm showing you here is I'm specifically saying, get the latest posts from these authors and synthesize the content, which of course requires me as a user to know, okay, I only really care about these specific writers. And I'll show you once this runs through. And each post we charge 10 cents a piece, but if a writer were to come to Drip and actually claim their account, they can set custom pricing. So if Michael Burry wanted to charge $1 per article, he's more than welcome to come to our site, claim his account, and do that. I hope he does. That'd be really cool. But We'll see what happens. So all these purchases were succeeded. We got it, and now we're going to get this summary of all of their latest paywalled content, all this paywalled content. Now, this is really cool if you're trying to do some form of, high-level analysis over what these authors are saying. But some people, specifically if you're a trader, maybe you only care about their stock picks. Like, what stock picks did they say today? And so we actually have this endpoint that says, I'll say, get the latest stock picks from top premium financial writers on Drip. So what this will do is when I ask for this specifically, it's going to look at all the newsletters that we support, not just the ones that I mentioned. It's going to look at all of them that we support today, as of today, purchase their articles, and pull out just the stock picks and some sentiment around them. So in this situation, it will show what the author said, what the ticker was it high conviction, and so on and so forth. And so this Drip is more of like a general research tool that you can use to access this paywall content. Highly suggest you take it out.
How do you get the content?
Magic. We ingest it ourselves. And so while that, now let's see if it's a few minutes. Let's check this out. Has my job completed? I also have it on my phone, and I'll know for sure if it worked. But let's see. It might be another minute before it goes through. It's running. Okay, we have like another 2 minutes. Well, I don't want to keep you guys here for 2 minutes, but what I will show you is this is live, and even though Cafe China was a demo use case, I do support multiple real. These are all very real places that you can snipe with this, and so these are really hard, actual hard to get in places that you can try today. So if you wanted to use Agent Res and set this up yourself, you can go to Teresi via Kuroda. Personally, Tatiana's amazing. If you haven't been, I highly suggest it, and you can use that here. And so I won't make you guys wait for the final 2 minutes for this to run, but those are the two things I wanted to demo. So. Any questions, comments, ideas? Yeah, go for it.
What do I need to do to load up a balance to be able to use these agents?
So you can use Agent Cache by Merit Systems. And so
Agentcache.dev.
And actually, I'll show you this. I'll just use Agent Res real quick as an example. So if you went to our website and you wanted to go with the wallet, I stole this directly from Merit's website. You can run this command in your terminal, and it will help you set up an Agent Cache wallet. And then you run this next command to set up Agent Res, and you're off to the races.
It'll give you a free $20.
How do you ingest the content if it's paywalled?
We pay for it, and then get
Okay,
it.
So then you ate the cost of in between.
That is correct, yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Awesome, guys. Thank you. One last thing else. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
I just had a quick question from a merchant's perspective. Let's say the people that sort of release these articles that have the $500 for their newsletter. I'm just curious, what is their sort of perspective on people, maybe using the system of the micro payments in terms of getting access to it? Is this something that they would be fine with?
Yeah. So I'll tell you this. So I've talked to two types of writers. Some are like, hell yeah, let's do it, because to them, it's different from a subscription. So when someone subscribes to you on Substack, what you're actually getting besides a revenue stream is you're getting a direct relationship with the audience. And there are people that actually want that. Your agent has no direct relationship with you. This is a purely transactional experience. And so to them, it's like, all right, this is just yet another revenue stream. Now, that being said, the one writer that I've spoken to that he didn't say no, he said he's not ready to do it yet, was Citrini. And so in his situation, he's just making too much money off of his subscriptions that he doesn't want to let anybody, potentially get access to it for free or for cheap. That being said, let's say you are Michael Burry, right? And you publish 3 articles a month on Substack, for example. I don't know, I forget what his subscription is, maybe it's 50. You could back into, there is a cost per article. Like someone paying you something a month is literally paying a cost per article. And writers can come here and do that. So the demo was 10 cents, but if someone came here and set $5 an article, the writer is more than welcome to do that. It's fully customizable on their end. And so I'm not like, the 10 cents is more of like a demo to get started, whereas the writer should be able to choose what they want to charge per article.
Are you prepaying for all the subscriptions, or do you subscribe based on demand?
We prepay, so we curate the ones that we have right now. Yeah. We're only focused on financial bloggers and newsletters today. Yeah, yeah, go for it.
Will your account get blocked?
Say it again, sorry?
Will your account get blocked?
On where?
Like, you prepaid for these services. If I start calling a bunch of times, it's probably going to get blocked.
We are not like directly interfacing into these systems. So like this is not like hitting Substack every time you use it behind the scenes. So yeah.
Did the writer have to opt in?
No, some have. So some have, some have not. The goal is to eventually get them to want to opt in when they have money sitting there from all these people that have paid. And actually, what I can show you for there as well, we've only been live for like 2 months, so it's still very early. But you can see just some real. I'll move this. Some like stats, right? So in this case, it's Michael Burry. He's made around like $85 from people buying his stuff, so on and so forth. And so these are all real stats. I will say some of this is from us doing internal testing, but actually most of it is through. We do have like for people that are not set up with their wallet yet, you can use our chat right here. That it has a wallet behind the scenes. You just don't have to set it up yourself, and it works the same way. Or if you went to show you the second thing, there was the stock picks. We could also access it through our UI. Same idea though, is that when you generate one of these stock pick reports, you're behind the scenes. We pay the writers if their resource contributed to the response. If there isn't any other questions, I'm done. But the one thing I will say, oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, yes. So about the restaurant, so it is this like pre-curated, or that we can add out in this?
So you can do normal restaurant bookings, like anywhere that's like a normal restaurant. If you name the restaurant, I can do it. But for the sniping, I have to be the one to curate that one. So yeah, because that's a little bit more complicated. Yeah. But great question. Yeah, I didn't show you that, but on Agent Res, you can also just book a normal restaurant as well. It doesn't have to be like for your date night or whatever. It doesn't have to be hard to get one. I'll say one thing, and I'm gonna be done. I'm not gonna do 3 demos. I'm gonna say one thing. But if you do get yourself set up with a wallet and you want to do something really fun, go to thecoopgame.com and register your agent here and play iterated rounds of Prisoner's Dilemma with other agents and win money. And so that's your ride. And I'm King Chicken, so I don't know who this guy is, but yeah. So if you want to have fun with the game, come play that. I won't do a demo, but anyways, that's all from me. Thank you guys.
All right, so super quick. Is there anyone in the room that does not know what Agent Cache is or has never used it? So most people know what it is and they're familiar with it. The explanation there gave you a nice summary. You guys probably all know that Agent Cache is currently a CLI, so you can only run it on your computer and you can't share it across different devices. That kind of restricts a lot of the open Claude setups that people have, the Claude sandboxes that come out. So with that, we are currently in the process of developing Agent Cache 2. This is about 10 days old. So it's not fully complete. You are actually able to access it, but I wouldn't recommend it because we don't know what it's going to look like in 2 weeks. But generally, everything you have with Agent Cache currently will work, but it will work across all of your different MCP clients. And you will also be able to do a lot more configuration of your MCP setup. So from the start, I heard a question earlier, how do you load up your balance? Before it was a little bit flimsy, we have this page. Right now you can do it dedicated in the app. I'm not going to go through the flow, but we have the new Stripe embedded components on-ramp for those who are not super familiar with crypto. It's probably the most seamless on-ramp that is available today. As you can see here, I already have roughly $20 in my wallet. Another important new feature here that I don't think you guys Agent Cache users have seen thus far is that you can save your favorite services. So you'll notice that if you say use Agent Cache to do this thing, every single time it's going to go through, search our catalog of tools, maybe find the one that's the best, but sometimes it reaches for tools that are not the best. In this case, you find a set of tools that you really like, Agent Res, Drip Stack, and then anything else that might come out. And now those will be first-party tools in your MCP anytime you use it. Connecting the MCP is considerably easier now. So Claude is probably the smoothest. ChatGPT, as we saw, is a little bit restrictive with it, but Claude is not. You just hit this button, it automatically pre-populates everything. It does warn you. I promise you will not steal your money, but you do have to accept that warning. I've already installed this, so we're just gonna go forward with it. Then that syncs across all of my MCP clients with Claude. So that's Claude Cowork, Claude Web, and Claude Code all at the same time. I have a prompt that I want to use. So far as everything makes sense, we have a new agent cache, it's on the web, it's easier to install, it's easier to deposit, you can configure it in whatever way that you want. Cool. A little bit of a tangent, but one of the resources that I worked on very recently is a X402 resource to book flights. This is probably one of the more intense and trust required services you can provide on the internet. And it feels really weird to give your agent the ability to book your flight. I think now we've gone on 4 flights with this thing, and you guys know where to find me if you book a flight and it doesn't work. But I'm gonna try this live for the first time with the new agent cache. There's currently an outage in Vercel, so I'm hoping that this works. But if I Claude, and I have this, so the domain is trips.sh. I should make this bigger. The domain is trips.sh. I'm going to tell it to use agent cache. I'm going to see my friends in Nantucket on August 28th. I've already configured all of my traveler information, and I could get into that in separate conversations if you are interested. It'll really shortcut the demo, and it's probably what the UX will be in the future. But kick this off, and this is going to go for a while. At some point, it's going to give me the options for the flight. So I'm going to go into some other agent cache features while this runs, and hopefully, yeah, this should work. I do hope so. So other things that are new with Agent Cache 2. We saw earlier a demo from DripStack, and right now it's not really great to give your users or new users the ability to try out your API before they install it on their Agent Cache and spend their own money with it. So because we're now on the web, we do have the ability to allow resource developers to give their users, or at least prospective users, the ability to try it out, see what it can do. This is still very experimental, not super worth trying it because we already know what the DripStack API does, fortunately. But as a new merchant, you guys should definitely try this out. We'd love to help shape this around however you would want to build resources exposed to agents. Other things, we are expanding beyond just crypto rails. So we not only want to allow you to buy data, but also anything that you would want your agent to buy. With the MPP Stripe method, you can actually do this. So you'll see as I go through this, I'm going to book the flight with my credit card. I'm not going to use stablecoins. It's a way better experience. If this thing doesn't go through, you guys can charge me back and we can dispute that out of band. But with stablecoins, you have to trust that I give you the money back. You have full auditability of everything that you've done. So you have every session, you have every service that you've paid for. You can look at all of the requests that you made along with the responses that you've gotten. So you can really have insight into when you're letting your agent spend money, what is actually spending money on. This is a big request we've had with Agent Cache 1. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I do have a nonstop flight for this day. I'm gonna go with no non-refundable, no checked bag. Let this go ahead. Other things that the web unlocks. So I'm really trying to open everybody up to, like, if you could build an agent that has money, what's the most interesting thing you can do? Like, starting in Claude Code, ChatGPT is just a start, but you can imagine building out personal agents that do particular tasks, that buy things, buy your groceries, book your reservations. That may not necessarily happen within Claude Code. So for instance, I have my own bot that I can iMessage that has my Agent Cache wallet. I also have a Discord bot. At Merit, we internally have a bot that buys our snacks. It also writes our PRs. It's kind of this funky thing that we tag in the group chat. Giving it an Agent Cache wallet lets it do a lot more things than just your regular OpenClaw or whatever agent setup you all use at your companies or personally. All right, so we've got the details. Yes, I'm ready to go. We do have spend controls. This is a $200 purchase. We would not just want that to be available to Claude if you don't explicitly say so. So it's going to ask me to confirm here. So I have this intent to buy this flight. We would love to have more observability into the actual request. You can see it here, but this is not super useful. We're working a lot on this right now, and we can share more of that later. You can say, always let me spend up to this amount, things like that, just like you have with your Claude permissions. I'm going to approve that, and then finally, I approved it. Good. And I don't have my phone. I'm going to show you guys that this is actually going to land in my American app. Hopefully, if it works. Still going. There we go. All right, so we've got it. Maybe, oh, now that people can steal my reservation, I should probably cancel that. If this is this live?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay, we'll have to cut that out. But there we go. In my flights, I have an upcoming trip, exact flight that I booked here. So, yeah, once again, this also is even more experimental, and I will hopefully massage the rough edges soon, but it's a freaky experience the first time I did it, and I didn't know when I showed up to TSA if this ticket was going to work, and I can only imagine what that would feel like for somebody that didn't write the API. But if we can make that work, it is this whole new experience that you can imagine 2 years in the future. I don't know how many people in the room are developers, but I was very hesitant to allow the AI to push commits to my repos, to make deployments. And you look forward 2 years, and now that's like what everybody is doing. And does that future unfold where people are doing that with their money, with more of their day-to-day tasks? I don't know. If it does happen, then all of the gaps that currently can't be filled need to be filled. So there's a whole room of people that are interested in agentic payments. Hopefully we can grow this to a lot more people. And we would love to be helpful in whatever way, anyone who wants to build around this stuff, however we can be helpful. We're aiming to make this a platform. I can go back here. I can share more details about this and all that, but other things, I don't know how technical the room is, but you can use Agent Cache as an OAuth client. You can bring wallets into whatever app you want. You can build your own agents around Agent Cache, and I can help you do that. So the possibilities are really endless, and we would love to be helpful in any way that we can. So yeah. Any questions?
How did you book the flight? What API did you use?
Yeah, so we use duffel.com. It is a bit limited. Right now, we only have a select number of airlines. For security reasons, we don't take any flights that are international because you need to put in your passport number. We don't want to hold that. We are looking to get United and Delta soon, but right now you can do American and JetBlue. It's seemingly the top of the line travel booking API. You can also do like cars and hotels, but we didn't set that up either. Teddy?
So are you taking that flight, or?
I am. I mean, hopefully, if we publish this, I want to make sure that somebody else doesn't take that confirmation number because I know there are influencers that have had that happen to them, and I'd love to be confident that I'm actually going to get on that flight, but yeah, I do plan on it, and at least Sam, Ryan, and I have all taken flights booked with trips.
They're real, they'll kick you off the plane.
They are real.
Great seat, too.
Yeah, I don't actually know. I think I did do seat selection. It is available. I don't know. No question.
Can you talk a little bit about, how can, what is the merchant angle? Like, can I register my APIs with it?
Yeah.
Can you, talk about that flow a little bit?
Yeah, there's a whole team of people in the room that work on this specifically. So if somebody else wants to take it, feel free. But from the Agent Cache angle, anytime that somebody registers an API, and these guys can talk about that, is going to appear here. We will ideally be featuring endpoints that we like. We may be sponsoring endpoints. We don't know, but however we can be most useful, we are trying to get traffic to the community of people that are building these useful services. So in terms of registration, you throw in the URL. There's router you want to talk about?
Yeah, we have developer tools that make it really easy to build APIs that support X402 and MPP across like Base, Solana, Tempo. Like we abstract away a lot of that complexity from you. And so we've built developer tools to make that easier. And then the really hard, kind of confusing part traditionally has been then how do agents find that thing and know how to use it and query it? And so we built this whole discovery standard that is open, and it's based on traditional common standards like Open API specs that you host along with your API that tells agents how exactly to call it, what it's for, any extra guidance you might have for agents, you can include it there too. And then when you register it on X402 Scan or MPP Scan, which are kind of these explorers for all of the different resources that we've been talking about, they all exist on those explorers, that instantly makes it queryable and discoverable from agents who are searching for the right tool for the job. And we give you guidance along the way to make sure that everything is up to spec, that your discovery is configured correctly. And so over the last 3 months, I'd say that whole experience has gotten like 10 times better and a lot easier for people to build with.
You see here, we're featuring particular endpoints here, but we also surface them at runtime when a person is searching for a capability that you might build.